Can he turn the corner and get in? Yes! We got a Jackson 5. Lamar with 5 touchdown passes.
Lamar Jackson is a beast, rushing for 95 yards and throwing for 169 yards and 5 touchdowns, giving the Sharks 47.95 fantasy points. Chris Godwin had an excellent week, catching 8 of his 7 targets for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns for 31.27 fantasy points. The Sharks defense did great as well, with Davis racking up 11 tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and a sack for 15 fantasy points. And Corey Littleton racking up 12 tackles and 7 assisted tackles for 19 fantasy points. The Sharks beat the Savages 168.65 to 119.57.
Fournette, he's got it for the touchdown.
Leonard Fournette found the end zone for the first time since Week 5. Fournette rushed for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns and caught 9 of his 12 targets for 62 yards, giving the Lunatics 34.84 fantasy points. Drew Brees threw for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns for 32.55 fantasy points. The Lunatics beat the Red Sox 131.68 to 125.18.
Henry, running lane. Henry, turning on the speed. Derrick Henry, stiff arm. Henry, another. Oh, he's done it again.
Derrick Henry showed off his power this week, rushing for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, giving the Apollos 29.97 fantasy points. Devontae Adams caught 7 of his 12 targets for 43 yards and a touchdown for 17.87 fantasy points. The Horde never switched out the 3 players he had on bye. The Apollos beat the Horde 123.30 to 55.67.
Baker wants to throw it. Mayfield goes deep for the end zone. Odell Beckham, he's got it! It's a Cleveland touchdown!
Odell Beckham Jr. found the end zone after not having a touchdown since Week 2. OBJ caught 6 of his 8 targets for 84 yards and a touchdown for 17.60 fantasy points. Nick Chubb rushed for 106 yards and a touchdown and caught 3 of his 4 targets for 58 yards, giving Snatch City 24.47 fantasy points. Zach Ertz was a target machine, catching 12 of his 14 targets for 91 yards and a touchdown for 24.07 fantasy points. Snatch City's defense also put in work, with Warner's 15 points, Campbell's 16 points, and Jerry's 14 points. Everybody in Snatch City had a great day, beating the A team 189.45 to 142.38.
Rolling left, eyes downfield, great protection, wide open. George Kittle inside the 10. Touchdown San Francisco.
George Kittle caught all 6 of his targets for 129 yards and a touchdown, giving the Kangaroos 20.60 fantasy points. DeAndre Hopkins caught 6 of his 8 targets for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns for 24.27 fantasy points. The Kangaroos stomped on the Berserkers 150.55 to 99. Here are the rankings after Week 12. In the Sword Division, the Sharks are on top at 11-1. Coming in second are the Berserkers at 7-5. In third are the Lunatics at 5-7. Coming in fourth place are the Kangaroos at 4-8. And in last are the Red Sox at 3-9. In the Axe Division, the A team is on top at 9-3, followed by Snatch City and the Apollos at 7-5. Next is the Horde at 4-8. And then last are the Savages at 3-9. The race to the playoffs is coming to an end, with the Sharks, Berserkers, A-Team, Apollos, and Snatch City locking in their spots. The Lunatics, on the other hand, have to still battle one last time to lock in their spot to be in the playoffs. And that brings us to the game of the week, where the Lunatics battle the Kangaroos in an epic divisional showdown. Winner goes to the playoffs. That's right, legendary Warriors. The formerly 0-5 Kangaroos are battling to get in the playoffs. Here are the matchups for Week 13. The Savages battle the Horde. The Apollos battle the A-Team. Snatch City battles the Berserkers. The Sharks battle the Red Sox. In the game of the week, the Kangaroos battle the Lunatics. Good luck to everyone in Week 13, Legends of War Season 1.